Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reading Lesson 3 from The Magic Path of Intuition by Florence Scovel Shinn. So let's get right into this book. Lesson 3, The Magic Path of Intuition. What you see with your inner eye, you meet sooner or later on the external. Awaken, you that sleep. All that you desire or require is already on your path, but you must be wide awake to your good to bring it into manifestation. Affirm this. The power within sweeps out of my mind, body, and affairs everything not divinely planned, and puts my house in order, now and forevermore. The word sweeps gives you a picture of action. The spiritual broom sweeps out all belief in lack, loss, failure, resentment, inharmony, sadness, etc. You are asleep to your good, while your negative thoughts clutter your mental house. You resent someone, thereby giving that person power to harm you. You feel you are a failure, therefore missing your opportunity for brilliant success. You are overwhelmed with a feeling of loss and that friends and prosperity have gone from your life. You are still asleep in the dream of opposites. Wake up, and you will find a new world of health, wealth, and happiness with every desire of your heart fulfilled. It is brought about your word, for your word is your wand. Basically, words are magic. Your words are your magic wand. Your thoughts are your magic wand. When in the deepest despair is the time to wave your word over the situation. Baptize every failure by saying success. So basically, whenever you have a negative thought, counteract it. Don't let those thoughts run wild in your mind. Get control of it and start putting positive thoughts into your mind. You can start by being grateful for what you have now. And whenever you have a negative thought, no, I'm successful. I have great friends. I'm loved. Yada yada. Never let the third dimension is this physical plane, what you see here, interfere with the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is mental. Your thoughts, the energy, how you feel. Don't let what you see out here affect your mental well-being or your emotions. The third dimension is the world of adverse appearances. It is the fog most people live in, which is true. Most people live just in this physical plane. There are other planes of existence. It's not just the physical. And when you get too caught up in the physical, you're lacking in all other areas of your life. And when you're focused on negative things, that's all you're going to have in your life is negativity. What you put out comes back to you. So if you're just focusing on all of the negative things and you're letting your subconscious mind just run wild with negativity, every area of your life is going to be attracting negative things, and we don't want that. The third dimension is the fog most people live in, and the sun is out. Affirm this. The sun now comes out in my mind and body, and I see clearly the fulfillment of my heart's desire. Your dreary desires are answered drearily. Your impatient desires are long delayed or violently fulfilled. You long for flowers and say, "Poor me. No one ever sends me any." Therefore, you don't get any because you're focusing on the lack. One day you walk along the street and a pod of graniums hits you on the head. These are your flowers, but not under grace in a perfect way. You're complaining about not getting flowers and then you got hit in the head by a pot of flowers. Yeah, that's exactly what you're gonna get. You should have said, "I give thanks that my flowers come from the universe, under grace in perfect way." Then they would have been received through the right channels. So this is where I might disagree a little bit. You should not be worrying about how things are going to come to you, because if you're trying to create more wealth into your life, but in the back of your mind, you're concerned that the way you're going to get your wealth might be in a negative light through inheritance in someone passing away or something, you could be attracting that. So you really just need to be aware of what is going on in your mind. Your thoughts are creating. So you're creating all of this shit, whether it's good or bad. So be aware of your thoughts. And when you put something out there, believe that it's going to come in the best way to you, in the best way possible, for the best of, for everyone involved. I've never had this problem because I've never even had a negative thought about something until I actually read this and was like, oh, well, you're asking for something, and then maybe you have a subconscious negative belief that if you ask, it might not come in the best way. So be mindful that everything that you could ever possibly want is always coming to you in the best way possible. This is the law of nature. Use or lose. Hoarding and saving always leads to loss. Exactly. When you're hoarding, you do it because you're scared that you're not going to have those, not going to be able to get those items. Use what you have and more will be added unto you. If you save for a rainy day or in case of sickness, they are sure to come. Use money you have freely, but with wisdom. This is very important because there's other people out there that teach like law of attraction things, and there's sometimes people will say, oh, you need to act like you have it, therefore go out and use your credit card and buy all these things. No. Act like you have it and know that it's coming to you, but be wise. Because when you have, I'm just using money as an example, but when you're rich and you have that much money, you're not going on a spending spree because you know you have it, but you're also smart with your money. Like if you think about it that way, a millionaire or someone who's rich isn't going on spending sprees every day. So why would you? Unless you're doing it like trying to prove to yourself that it will manifest, which is still lack. So if you have all this money, you're just going to go about your day-to-day life making wise choices, wise investments. You're not going to go on a spending spree. So that is what they mean. Like, be smart about it, but also know that you have your wealth and it's coming to you. When you're feeling like the intuitive nudge to, I don't know, buy someone's coffee or give back, do it because you know that more is on the way to you. But don't force yourself to do anything to prove a point. That's a no-no. We're not trying to prove anything here. Act as if you have it. That does not mean proving a point and going to do something irrational. If you have what you want, you don't even think about it. You don't really care about it. That goes with relationships too. You don't feel needy or lackey or worried when you're in a great relationship. Same with money. When you're poor, all you think about is money. But when you have the money, you don't think about it really. Use money you have freely, but with wisdom, knowing your invisible supply is always at hand. Soon the law of accumulation will be set in action. Abundance will pour in and pile up. Never say I am broke, as it impresses the subconscious mind with a picture of emptiness. The game of life is a game of solitaire. As you change, so do your affairs. Affirm this. I am now immune to all hurts and frustrations. The power within is perfect peace and perfect poise. A student once told me her mother always made scenes on holidays. At her sister's home, the mother said, I never want to dine in this house again. Next year, she was in the hospital. The student visited and the mother said, God has sent me this trial, so I will bear it patiently. The student replied, Mother, God didn't send you this illness. You attracted it yourself by your angry words. You said you didn't want to dine at Hannah's again, and here you are. The mother said, Oh, let me alone. I prefer my old God who sends trials and tribulations. The student asked her to think constructively while in the hospital, to see herself walking into Hannah's house well and happy. The mother did so and was well again within a few weeks, to the surprise of the doctors. What you see with your inner eye, your imagination, you meet sooner or later on the external, your thoughts create. So see clearly your goodness, your health, your success, your happiness, and they will come to pass. Faith brings fruit. You can see others' health, others' success, others' happiness, and it will come to pass as well. I am often asked why it is easier to see failure than success, unhappiness than happiness. It is of our early training. This is so true. We are programmed since we're kids to be talking about bad news and all of the negative things happening in the world, and to be ungrateful and compare each other and work. You have to work so hard to make money and life is hard. You have to do this and this and this. No. Just no. That's all I can say. It is of our early training, which was usually negative. This is too good to be true. Haven't you all heard that one before? That's too good to be true. There's no way. This is too good to be true. No, it's not. Millions of people have neutralized their good by this attitude, for you are accountable for your idle words. They impress the subconscious and are carefully carried out. Everything, the things that you watch, the things that you think about when you're sleeping, what your mind is listening to while you're sleeping, is all impressed by the subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is creating your reality. They impress the subconscious mind and are carefully carried out. Affirm. I see vividly my immediate and endless supply. It comes from a higher power, and all doors fly open. All channels are free. I see vividly my radiant health, perfect and permanent. I see vividly my heart's desires come to pass in the twinkling of an eye. Do not visualize or force a picture. It will flash into your consciousness from the superconscious. A powerful statement is, the light of lights streamed through my mind, body, and affairs, revealing all in divine order. I see clearly there are no obstacles on my path. I see clearly the open road of fulfillment. I really like those. I see clearly there are no obstacles on my path. I see clearly the open road of fulfillment. It is important also to have happy surroundings, no dreary pictures. Keep your desk in order. Have fresh blotting paper handy. There is nothing like fresh blotting paper for attracting big checks. An orderly consciousness is a rich consciousness. A London newspaper told a story of African chiefs who toured the city. Nothing impressed them until they saw the subway and an escalator. They were immediately entranced and exclaimed, "Ah, the ground walks." Affirm. I am now on the ground that walks, which takes me right to my promised land in a magical way. I am now on the ground that walks, which takes me right to my promised land in a magical way. Keep in mind, this book was written in like the 1930s. That's why the terminology is a little bit older. So make it fit for you. But I think it's pretty special that these affirmations are from such a long time ago, and they have worked for probably thousands and thousands of people, because people have learned from Florence Scovel Shinn. She was a leader in the law of attraction. So was Neville Goddard, but these teachings have been passed down over generations, which is really cool. Don't sing sad songs. Your subconscious is impressed by anything you feel deeply. Your word is your wand. Nothing is too good to be true. Nothing. Stop thinking like that. Nothing is too wonderful to happen or too good to last. That's the end of that chapter. I'm just going to throw in, and nothing is impossible. Anything is possible. Things can change overnight. Things can change in the blink of an eye, in the snap of a finger. Things can happen like that. And a quote from Alexander Pope: order is heaven's first law. Anyways, that is the end of lesson 3 from the Magic Path of Intuition. I believe there are 10 lessons, so almost halfway. Let me know what you guys thought of that chapter, what you thought of the affirmations. I like some of Florence Scovel Shinn's affirmations. Some of them are a little bit confusing just because her works are quite old, but a lot of them do work for me. I really appreciate her teachings. I mean, you don't need to take everything what she says as to be. Take what fits for you, but know that you're programming your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind reflects in your reality. So if you want something to change externally, you need to go internally. And the easiest way to do that is by affirmations. You don't even need to visualize. You can visualize, but repetitive affirmations is proven to reprogram your brain, okay? And it's the fastest way to do so. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Keep repeating. Reprogram your mind to be positive, to think positive, and you will start seeing much more positivity, much more wealth, success, love, happiness in all areas of your life. Stop letting the external world make you feel like crap, because it's only coming from inside you. So you see something you don't like, you go inside, sit and you say this to yourself: everything that's happening is happening for my highest good. Every single thing that's happening is working in my favor. Every single thing is actually leading to something much better than I could ever possibly imagine. Start seeing things from a different lens. Anyways, that's all I want to say about that. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below if you liked it, if you preferred a different chapter. Tell me something about it. I'm curious what you guys think. Anyways, take care, y'all. Peace and love. Until next time.